Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey man, it's the Red Man United show tonight.
This is it. How good is that background?
That's wild.
It's wild. This is the first time I think we've done a Johnny and KP show in the studio since the first one.
Did we do a first one together?
The first one we did it in here.
We did?
Yeah, that was the
Jeez.
first one.
I got a shocking memory.
And I remember we put our picture in the background. Remember from when we were at Old Trafford?
Yes, I remember that picture. But look at this backdrop with the flag.
How good is it?
That's amazing.
It's moving around. We got the jerseys on. Like we're set. We're in United mode. I love it.
I know. We didn't even plan that. We just wore
Yeah, it just happened.
supporting the club.
We got a 99 treble top. That's wild.
Is this the treble top?
Yeah.
The sharp?
Yeah.
With the old
Umbro.
Umbro. Is Umbro still around?
They are, but I don't think they're big. Not like now. Look, Adidas, like the Nike deal. When Man United had Nike was the biggest, I think the biggest deal. And then when Adidas took over, like this one, I shouldn't really wear this top. I won nothing in this. At least that top's iconic.
I think we're struggling to keep the Adidas deal now.
It's done. They said they're not.
They're not going to do it?
Nah, I think they don't like the Glazers. They said they're not re-signing after. And I think Team Viewer, that's not Chevrolet anymore, it's Team Viewer. They've said they're not re-signing. Like United will obviously get massive sponsors, but
Yeah.
where's your UC? Oh yeah, Rob did. He gave me a champion. He said, "Where's your UCL medal?" He gave me a
What do you mean the UCL?
Oh, he gave it to me as like a present, like a replica of the Champions League final.
I was going to say,
Like that.
Man City supporters shouldn't be giving away UCL medals.
Yeah, he gave. I have that on this. Gonna try. I don't know what we're gonna do for the next week when everyone's here for the watch along.
Yeah.
Off topic a bit. We're gonna have to put a few things on display for World Cup. I think. I don't know what's going on.
Well, doesn't someone have like a fake World Cup
Rob
trophy?
does. Rob had it.
Because I've seen it.
Yeah, he had it on our
Oh, Rob,
on
bring,
the show.
Bring that next week, man.
Yeah,
You got to bring that
the World Cup.
trophy.
Well, me and Rob were talking about that. Whoever, I think if Brazil have the first World Cup, the Jules Rimet trophy, because if you win it 3 times, you keep it.
Is that the same as Champions League? If you win,
No. Oh, no. The European Cup's been the same one for
you always passes over.
that big one.
Yeah.
But the World Cup, they have the first one, Brazil, because they won it 3 times as that. But if they win this World Cup, they'll keep this trophy. And I think if Germany win it, they'll keep it. And Argentina, I think.
Are they 5 times winners, Brazil? How many? Oh, they
Yes,
got 4 or 5 stars.
5.
Yeah.
But
Italy have got the 4 stars.
yeah, they probably do now. I think, yeah.
Okay.
Them as well. If they were in this World Cup, if they'd won it, I think Italy, Argentina, Germany, Brazil, if they keep that big cup, and they'd have to make a new World Cup.
Yeah.
So
There you go. Well, that's just around the corner, guys. On Monday, it's kicking off. We can't wait.
that's right. Chris C says, "Go Greece in the World Cup."
Go Greece. Yes, exactly.
Were they in the Rugby World Cup? Weren't they?
I think we got smashed in the Rugby World
Didn't they
Cup.
get done by England? Like they got pumped?
I know we got put with the blood. They're one of the best teams
Yeah,
straight
no,
away.
but since when? That's like going back on our heritage and that. Since when has Greece played rugby?
I don't know. When I saw them in sports bet, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Greece.
Like I know Greece play
playing England.
Greece play 2 sports pretty much.
Well, they must-
basketball and soccer. Or
But they
football.
must have won some games to get there.
They had, I don't know what the qualifying is, but yeah, Italy 4, Germany 4, France 2, Rob's saying. You said about the stars.
Yeah.
So if Germany, I think, have won it twice as the old trophy and this, so if they win this one, they'll get to keep that
Is
cup.
England twice?
England once.
Once.
66.
Wow. Big country like that in the best league once.
And I think they've got no hope either, this one.
I think their midfield's the midfield's defense is pretty av.
I think the midfield, if everyone's fit, like I was looking at their
But,
team,
like-
they've got good forwards.
But like we mentioned before, they got Rice and who their starting was? Rice and
They'll-
Bellingham.
I reckon
are
they're going to
good.
start Rice, Bellingham. That's it, yeah.
But after that, shit.
Well, they got the guy from City. He has played 7 minutes this year, and Southgate took him. Phillips.
That's ridiculous.
So,
And I think Tony should have gone in front of Wilson to that. You guys were
do,
talking
what?
about
See,
yesterday.
yeah. I know we're not talking about United yet, but do you think Tony should have gone instead of Wilson?
I do. I think.
But why?
I think he's in better form.
Wilson's playing pretty good. I would have taken Tony just because Wilson's. You don't know how his body's going to. He might.
Yeah, that's another point. But I think Tony's is a very unorthodox striker that brings something to a country that. Yeah, I think
You know
Stuck
what?
him in
I
the
actually wouldn't mind. Obviously, we're going to talk about it. I wouldn't mind United go in for him in January.
Well,
because we need a striker.
I'm sure we're going to get into that
Yeah.
soon enough about our striker issue.
So because he's good, man. I watched him against City, and like even earlier in the year, he drilled us when they beat us. He bossed us like.
The problem with United, we're reactive, not preactive.
Yeah, I know.
And we were linked with Tony before the season started.
Yeah.
We could have got him on a better price.
100%.
And now it would be easily probably double. Brentford won't let him go easy.
And you know what? He's a beast too, man. Like he's. What are you? You're 6'2", I think.
Yeah.
I think he's almost 6'4".
Physical. I think
He's
that's
big, but he's quick.
Yeah, that's exactly the top 10 Hag likes, I reckon, as well.
Reborn says that was just rude. I think because we're paying out England. But you stumped Greece in the World Cup, man. So don't worry about it. And then he says, "Hey, going, Reborn. Hopefully, there's been no more ghost experiences that me and John you're telling us in Discord earlier." But
yeah, man, stuff that, man.
They follow. Reborn's gonna start his own show, man. He's a paranormal guy.
You scared Big Chris of that, so he can't sleep tonight now.
Oh man. If Manchester was in the World Cup, would you go for them if they played against Australia?
Yes.
Manchester, the city or the club?
I've already gone for Manchester against Australia when they come here.
When Andy Cole, I remember, broke Colosimo's leg. I remember it.
I can't remember that.
But they had a tackle. It wasn't on purpose, but he double leg fractured Colosimo's in a tackle with him. It wasn't his fault.
That's a name I haven't heard for a long time.
Yeah, and I was going for Man United. So was John. We were going for United.
We're true Reds, man.
What do you do, man? What can you do?
Yeah.
Listen, not going to say like, hey, mate, Australia, hope they can do all they can, but...
I mean, France and Denmark are clear favourites to get out of that group.
You know what? Denmark are going to be... They're a good team, bro.
I think they could top the group.
Yeah, so do I. I think France could... there's no Pogba, no Kante.
Wow. They still got a great squad.
I know, but that is your...
Well, apparently, the winners of World Cup always struggle with the
they did. Remember when they won
game.
it? When they won 98, they went out in 02 without scoring a goal.
It could be a blessing that Australia plays them first.
Yeah.
They could snag a draw. If we snag a draw against France and beat Tunisia, that could be enough, but...
Yeah. Well, like I said, when they won it last time, I think after Spain won it, they did terrible. When France won it in 98, they went out without scoring a goal.
Yeah. But is this the shittest Australian side going to the World Cup, really?
I think it's the
worst.
What's
our best player, like Olsen or something in the championship? Or what's his
name? Moy? Moy is probably out, but he's at Celtic, isn't he now? Moy?
Oh, he's at Celtic.
Yeah, he's with Ange.
Jimmy T's favourite team. Shout out to Jimmy T. He's doing really well for our betting syndicate with the Celtics.
See, Rob has just put a ripper bet there. I think we're going to talk... Listen, gamble responsibly, but I've spoken to Rob. We're going to talk a bit more about this next week. Denmark paying $4 to beat France already.
That's a shout. That's a good.
Oh mate, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one. Before we get into the United thing, so who do you reckon Golden Boot? World Cup starts on Monday.
Is Benzema playing?
Mm-hmm. I said him, but then I was thinking about
Who's playing up front for Argentina? Is it Messi, complete up front?
And Martinez. I reckon it could be one of them.
Because they got that weak team. What is it? Is it Saudi?
Yeah, Saudi. See, I think it's gonna be 6+.
They could get their tally up from the get go.
And in a game like that, Messi could score 5 goals.
Yeah. So look, I said Messi before. I'll probably say it again.
Yeah, I like Messi or Martinez.
I think he's going to go hard. Messi. He's in form, and it might be his last World Cup.
I think it will be.
Again.
Yeah, but
he's in better shape than Ronaldo. He's in better shape than.
Well, Rob says El Martinez, or we said him at Lautaro Martinez or Leao from Portugal, the Milan player.
But he's like probably outside player.
He's a winger, yeah. Ronaldo's going to be central.
Has there been a winger that's won it before?
Well, I mean, Muller won it in Germany, and he was not even a striker.
So he was more of like a
attacking midfielder or right midfielder.
Just
he was
behind
at the time,
a striker,
I think.
really.
Yeah, and he won it. I won it that year when Griezmann got it, and I mean I don't know what he was if he's a striker, but what do you reckon tops it? How many goals do you reckon? I reckon 6 goals is like.
Yeah, I think 5.
Unless
5
Messi cracks it against Saudi Arabia, I think it's low.
Yeah. I mean, I would if England were a better structured team that made more chances, I'd give Harry Kane a shout.
Well, he got out of the Euros that year, didn't he?
Yeah, but they just don't seem to create.
Well, they went through without. They didn't score in open play for like 3 games or something during qualifiers.
Yeah.
Like recently.
And the Spaniards, I can't really see someone from them.
Who they got? Morata. The guy couldn't finish if he. I was going to say if you paid him, but they do pay him and he can't. Like he's.
And Brazil, I think they're going to get multiple scorers from.
Rob reckons 7 goals. See, I reckon they're going to score everywhere. I think you're right. Brazil.
What's the most record for one tournament?
I think it was the French bloke. Don't correct. Rob can correct me. I think it was Fontaine scored 12.
Someone got over 10?
Yeah, just Fontaine. And then Ronaldo did 8 or something that when he ripped it that year, the Brazilian Ronaldo.
Where'd Maradona? Did he?
Maradona would have been in the 6s, I reckon, in that. But it wasn't just about goals. I think he just tore tournaments apart.
Yeah.
In general. Like Messi will do, I think.
Yeah.
Listen, I actually think we'll talk about him now. I think they're both going to have a good World Cup.
Which one?
Ronaldo. And I think what Rob said the other night is if you're Ronaldo's coach now, I'd be doing the Michael Jordan treatment to him. I'd be saying, listen, man, everyone's doubting you. Prove them wrong.
He's got to come out and do something out of the noise he's made now.
If he has a bad... See, Rob said, yeah, I was right. Just Fontaine, 13 goals.
Wow.
From France. But that was 54. But
yeah. Still impressive for a World Cup.
Will we see a Hadji goal this World Cup? Are you talking about the one in 94, the George Hadji? That was a cracker goal, Chris.
Is that the Romanian?
Yeah, I remember he scored. He did it 2 World Cups in a row, I think. Like,
he was a great player,
he was a freak.
Yeah. He's an icon in FIFA.
He is, man. He's good. We'll get into it. So we're talking about it. I agree. Ronaldo, if he has a bad World Cup...
I mean, he's let it all out there now, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll talk about it. So what are your... We'll just get straight into it. What's your take on...
I think we almost have to talk it in sections, like he said so.
Well, we've seen the first half of the interview, and listen, I said it to you today. I think I'm not saying he's not a smart guy in any way, like Ronaldo and that, like the Ronaldo fans, whatever. But I think he's been outsmarted here by Morgan and has tricked him into saying things. Like you saw it with the Rooney thing. He baited him into saying, "Is Rooney jealous of you?" to make him.
Yeah.
Say a thing. And listen, I saw the way he commented about Rooney. It did look sort of a bit of banter as well. Obviously, he's mates with him and that. But then he went on to say he's not my friend. And they said, all Rooney said about him was, they asked him, they said, what do you think of Rooney? And he goes, listen, it hasn't worked out for him. He goes, if I was United, I'd move him on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not that bad, is it?
No.
It seems like with Ronaldo, anyone gives him any criticism, you're off the Christmas card list, aren't you?
Yeah, well... It's like talking about that point. Even when I heard the interview just then, Piers Morgan, introduced that section saying, next up, we've got a message to Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney. Like, here we go.
And it shows you where
shows
you where their mindsets are at, because I was saying it to you earlier. They went up to Rooney, the media, and they said, oh, what do you think of what Ronaldo said about you? And he just turned around and goes, yeah, whatever. Because like, did not faze him in any way.
It was kind of childish of Ronaldo to say, like, appearance stuff.
Oh.
And,
well, the boys on Stretford Paddock were talking about it, and Jay said, he goes, Ronaldo has to do that in the media about Rooney. He goes, dare I say, he'll never say that to Rooney's face.
But apparently, Ronaldo said in an interview that the kids play together. And
exactly. So I don't get it.
It looks like the relationship's broken down now. But,
you know what? It probably isn't. He's just probably doing everything he can, because I don't think Rooney will take it personally. I don't think he cares.
Well, Rooney pretty much lives in America now, doesn't he?
Or he is at the moment because coaching, but he's based in Manchester normally.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'll take it personally. That's why I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, how close of friends are they, really?
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Well, they always acted like they were. But, listen, I thought that stuff was petty. The other stuff, listen, I mean, we're talking about...
I don't know if I would say that about you if you're...
No. But I wouldn't go say that about my teammates anyway. Like, even if I didn't... I think it's a bit harsh from him.
A bit more like Rio, I reckon.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll be like. Listen, I like how Roy Keane goes about it. He says it straight up. He goes, listen, I'm not going to criticize my ex-teammates. He goes, call me biased, whatever. He goes, just don't ask me questions. He goes, I'm giving them... But he openly says it first.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get put in a corner.
Yeah.
And I sort of like that, but I listen, we're a football show, so I'm not going to bring up like that. The stuff he said about his kid and that, listen, that's That's heart-wrenching.
It is.
For anyone. You know, and listen, but apparently it's come out now and Erik ten Hag has refuted the claims that the club didn't believe him. Like Mark said it today, someone's lying.
Well, even Ronaldo's words, he said they did care, but I didn't feel like they cared. You know, that's just a contradictive sort of thing. You know what I mean? Well, but going back to that point, back then we could all see United had empathy to Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Let him not go to pre-season.
Yeah, of course.
From the outside, they did nothing wrong, and Ronaldo even said himself they did care, but they didn't care. So it's hard to read that as United didn't care. So
I think he's like, it's like a feral cat that's in a corner that is just going out swinging. That's what Ronaldo seems like. He wants to get out of United, and he's just.
Well, like we've said off air, he's never been in this situation before when he's not been the best. And, he's not coping it very well.
Reeves says, plus you wouldn't say anything to Roy Keane because he'd knock you out. Well, that's what the boys on Stretford Paddock were saying. He goes, I don't think Ronaldo would say that to Rooney's face. He goes, because Rooney would probably knock him out. He goes, so he's got to go say it on an interview.
Well, this is not the first time we've had United players, do something like this. Not exactly like this, but it's kind of weird that he is an under contract player with us.
And doing an interview like that.
It's all right to say stuff, but to say stuff about your current manager the way he did is probably the big no-no out of all of this.
Well, the thing that I didn't get is Ronaldo is obviously one of the greatest players of all time, right? And he came out and he goes, I had no idea who Ralph Rangnick was. And see, I don't believe him. There's no way he didn't. Oh, he might not have been a manager or whatever, but there's no way
he might have heard of it.
Yeah, there's no way he didn't know who he was.
Yeah. I mean, he's not the household name.
No, he's not. That's to the regular, and I agree with that. But he come out and then he said, Ole was a good coach. And then he said, this was his exact words. He goes, I respect all my managers and all the things they do. But then in turn, he turned around 5 minutes later and goes, but I don't respect Erik ten Hag. So that's a contradiction again, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like and then he also said, he goes, when Ralph Rangnick came in, he goes, he tried to change philosophies. And he goes, if I don't agree with those philosophies, I'm not going to be on board. Well, sorry, man. I know you're Ronaldo, but no player is above the coach. The coach has a philosophy and that's how he wants to play.
So Ten Hag's not going to come out and respond to any of this, really.
Well, I wouldn't. I think Ten Hag has got the fan base on side the way he's dealt with it already.
Just being silent, really.
Yeah, and because he's dealt with it good.
Yeah.
And the whole Garnacho thing, scoring the winner, played in Ten Hag's favour.
Because anything Ten Hag says now will be scrutinised either way.
I think he's a smart guy, Ten Hag. You can tell when he talks.
Intelligent, man.
He's good with the media.
I just wish I know what was said in that meeting they had, the pre-season
meeting
that they had.
Yeah.
And because a lot of people saying, well, what was promised to Ronaldo then?
That's the thing that I get is you can tell by the way he's disciplined Ronaldo, the way he's disciplined other people.
But it's not.
He doesn't mince his words.
He would have done it to any player.
But that's what I'm saying.
I get Ronaldo is one of the best players of all time, and he's one of the biggest celebrities in football. But you can't just do anything you want.
Exactly.
As well, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You have to still follow the rules.
That's what I'm saying. The way, from what I perceive of Ten Hag, and Rob probably knows a bit more because Rob is an Ajax fan.
Yeah.
I didn't watch them every week. Rob keeps an interest in them.
I wonder if he likes Ajax more than City.
I reckon he said he would back then.
Really?
If it was a European Cup final, he said he'd back Ajax.
I like that.
But
how are you?
What? Are you cooking? Thanks, man. You're a nice guy.
Nice guy, man.
We'll do it.
That's Alfred.
So, what I'm saying is about the thing with Ten Hag is from what I can see of him, he doesn't mince his words.
No.
And he doesn't lie.
No.
He says what he says to the media happens.
Yeah.
So why would he go lie to Ronaldo? I don't think he would.
I think he wanted it to work out with Ronaldo.
Well, who wouldn't? You've got a guy that scores goals for fun.
The bloke just, out of obvious reasons, because of his family reasons, which I totally agree, he missed the preseason.
That's right.
Just because of that preseason miss, he wasn't 100%.
That's right.
Which, look.
Well, I said this to you, and listen, I don't know
if any person went through that, you'd probably miss preseason.
Mate, you're going to miss more than preseason.
You know what I mean? A death of a child.
Of course. But I said this to you, I think I said it to you a couple of weeks ago, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. Anyway, I don't think he's ever missed a preseason.
Nah.
So to go at 37
he's a model professional
and miss a preseason, it's probably fucked him, really. It's the only blunt way of putting it. Like and missing a preseason affects you, man, because then for 6, 7, 8 weeks, you're doing a preseason while you're playing.
You could tell his sharpness.
He's not. He
wasn't sharp.
You know, and that's... Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I don't mind what he says about the Glazers because we all hate the Glazers.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. Like, as United fans, I hated hearing about how the clubs hasn't progressed.
I know that upset me, man.
Every other club's building, and you hear from fans at Old Trafford saying there's so much work need to be done on the stadium, on the facilities, and nothing's being done about it. So I totally agree with Ronaldo on that sort of stuff, and that the Glazers don't put money in the club. Yeah,
that's good. Well, I've always said it needs someone, and I always used to use Beckham as an example. It needs someone like him to come speak out against the Glazers. And this is the same. Yeah. Ronaldo, he's a big name, but I never thought he would do it because he's a current player.
Well, they were tearing down Ronaldo's poster.
Yeah, but apparently it was bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Nah, Mark explained it today. You know what it was? They were doing a promo for number 7s.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just him. They had a picture of him, Robson, Cantona, Beckham.
Yeah.
And the promotion had finished, so they were tearing it all down. But the English media
just got the Ronaldo.
They go, now they're tearing down Ronaldo. they spun the story to.
It's an agenda, isn't it?
Yeah, and a big agenda. Yeah. Reeves says one of the good things that came out of the interview was seeing how he spoke about his loss and handling it.
He's a strong guy. Like I don't know if I could handle it as well as that.
Listen, you know what the thing is about that? I think I've seen that happen to people before, like with twins and that. You got to. In the end, you got to see the joy that you've got that other kid as well, I think, don't you?
I mean...
Because they were twins.
It was at birth, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he lost one, and one obviously lived. So you got to... It's going to be heart-wrenching, but then you've got the joy that you're having, at least having that... You got that other kid, don't you? That would probably get you through it.
Still very emotional
it'd be crazy, bro. But I'm saying, I think that's what gets people through it. They got that other kid.
Like when my wife was pregnant, that was probably be my worst nightmare.
It would be. It would be for any parent. And listen, like he said, going along with losing his father, that's the 2 worst moments of his life. So, like, that's...
But, I don't know why Ronaldo decided to do this, but...
Having been through it twice, it's devastating, Reeves said. Are you saying yourself, Reeves, man? I'm terribly sorry to hear that, mate. That's unbelievable. My heart goes to you.
Family's number one, so
100%.
It's
Listen, it's obviously part 2 is coming out. I think Reeves will probably get to watch it live. Is in England. It's coming out, and that's. I think this is going to be the more damning stuff.
Is Reeves a Man United fan?
No, Liverpool.
It's good,
but he comes on the United show. He's like what's the name on?
I didn't actually realise that Liverpool actually celebrated on the 7th minute for Ronaldo
when he didn't play.
I didn't actually know.
Yeah, when he didn't play, they cheered.
I mean, that's
when they spanked. That's when we played them. Yeah.
Like, I know we're arch enemies and that.
But they showed
more than what Leeds would do.
No, Leeds would do it.
They're scum, aren't they?
Yeah.
I know we have our rivalry, Liverpool, but yeah.
Oh, that was great when they did that. That was amazing.
I only saw that because Ronaldo said it on the interview.
No, I remember watching the game live and they did it, and the commentators talking about it.
That's impressive.
Do you think Ronaldo will play for Man U in 23? If not, where does he go?
I don't think he can play now. It's just because the manager's comments he did. Like, if you come out and say you don't have respect for the manager, how do you come back from that?
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not sure and I'm still not sure if Ten Hag's happy that it's happened, or I know a lot of people say this is going to be a relief for Ten Hag now. He can just get rid of Ronaldo and move on.
But there's just a circus he doesn't need as well.
But that's the thing. He doesn't want the circus. He just wants to get players on board, working as a team. Do I think he's going to play again? I don't think he will. No, I think that's it.
And then when he said, "Where does he go?" I don't think you can answer that till after the World Cup, because if he has a bad World Cup,
he has to pull out Ronaldo.
If he has a bad World Cup, I'm telling you, you know who's coming up for him? Turkey, things like that. But if he has a good World Cup, PSG might turn around and go, you know what? He's not cup tied the European Cup. We can have Ronaldo and Messi, Neymar, and just try to win a Europe. Someone might go for him.
Obviously, he's got to lower his wage demand and work out how to get out of the United contract.
Yeah, That's what he's doing this. I think he's doing this to get sacked.
Yeah, I mean, mutual termination has to be the one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Liverpool like Port to you guys, Chris says. Way worse than Port.
Yeah.
Chris knows I hate Port, but I hate Liverpool way more than Port.
I can actually watch Port, you know what I mean, and don't really care. But every time I watch Liverpool, I can't watch Liverpool.
You know, like when...
Like if Liverpool plays someone else, I'm like, nah, I'm not watching this.
You know, like with Sir... I'll give you an example. Like Sir Alex in his book said that Steven Gerrard was an average player. He said it straight out. He goes, I thought he was an average player. And obviously, Steven Gerrard wasn't an average player, but there's that rivalry, isn't it?
Look, I don't agree with him on that one. I think
it's not. It's just
Steven Gerrard was unlucky. He's not in the team of Klopp, really.
Yeah,
he would have won some trophies. So
definitely. He can't play him now, surely, Reeves is saying. Yeah, I don't think he can. Like, he's...
Nah.
But, you know, Rio Ferdinand interviewed Pep the other day. We'll let Reeves talk about this. He interviewed Pep and he asked him, Lampard, Gerrard or Scholes? No hesitation.
Scholes?
Yeah, Pep goes Scholes. He goes, I'd rather play with him and coach him. He goes, he said straight, he goes, he's a better footballer.
I mean, they have three great midfielders. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Scholes, but I think the difference with Scholes was Scholes went from this guy scoring 20 goals a year.
I think he's
then
underrated.
Then he went to a quarterback. When Gerrard tried to do that, he didn't do it well.
Yeah.
That's why I think Scholes is actually better.
Scholes even retired and come back.
Yeah, and he still went and
still
ran games.
One of our best players.
Whereas when Gerrard went to go to that deep lying position, I mean, he slipped and and then he went to the MLS.
Yeah.
Scholes played at the top, like Giggs and Maldini, the top level till the end.
Yeah.
That was it. That's why I think those guys are like same with Giggs. He was playing for United. I mean, from day one till day end, winning. Same with Scholes. Same with Maldini. You know, that's why those guys, I think, they didn't go have a holiday in America and shit like that.
So, is Ronaldo tarnished?
I actually think, I think so. I think this pushes.
He's got 500 million followers on Instagram.
I know, but I think this pushes, you know, in 20, 30 years' time, when it's asked who was better, Messi or Ronaldo, I think this pushes the narrative to Messi.
I mean...
And it's got nothing to do with football.
His stats will never be forgotten.
No. But people will go, remember when he did that? Messi was squeaky clean. Because people like us, we remember... Listen, I'll never forget what he did for us in 08. Legend. But people that are 10 years younger than us don't remember that. And all they're going to remember is, Ronaldo when he did that interview and... he scored 20 goals for Man United. And he walked off against Tottenham. And even that, to me, that was almost worse than the interview. That was bad, bro.
Well, he thinks it's disrespectful. Do you agree? Bringing him on at the end?
Not really. Listen.
Is Ten Hag in the wrong for saying, look, I'm trying to not disrespect him in the Man City game?
Yeah, but that's because we're getting pumped.
Yeah, and then is that the same thing, just bringing him on when we're up?
Not really, because when you're winning a game against a top 4 rival, you want to bring on your most experienced player. He probably did. I want to bring you on, hold the ball up. Rashford can't do that. I don't want to get attacked. Whereas Man City, you're getting done 6, what were we getting done? 6-1 or something. We end up 6, but I agree with that. Yeah, okay. What's he going to come on and do? He's not going to win the game for us, is he? Well,
yeah, that's right.
The thing is, R7 has an ego. Messi, not so much. Reeves is I understand the whole ego, mate, because, I mean...
His ego helped him be the best.
Well, that's what I'm saying. At my level, I've got an ego at soccer. Do you know what I mean?
I think you have to
so they have to have an ego. They're the best, you know, that's...
Yeah.
That's logical. That's why I don't like when people are like, leave your ego at the door. So, mate, that's what makes them. If you think Michael Jordan didn't have an ego, you're fucking dreaming. Like,
most superstars do.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But, look, he does have a huge ego, and... Obviously, that's been a problem this season.
Yeah.
With United.
Yeah.
And he's never been in this position before, like we said, and he's handling it in the way he's handling it, really. So
I get that, and I think Rob said it once. I get that it must be hard for him, that he's been the top dog, and then it comes to a point. I think I heard Michael Owen talking about it once. He's like, he goes, I remember I was the top dog. I was going to break England's record. He goes, and then this Wayne Rooney came along, started getting ahead of me in the England team because I didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Like, and Ronaldo's been the best almost since he was 23, 24. He's been one of the best 2 players in the world for over 10 years.
So he's not graciously going out, is he?
He's
really?
not, no.
No. Obviously, in his mindset, he's the best still and everything like that.
That's what he's got in his head. He's obviously thinking, I'm still the best here.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's so funny. Like,
But it almost been a fact that we play better without him this season.
Yeah, I think so.
Almost.
I think so.
I think McTominay's got just as many
The only
goals.
time he really was big for us was when he came on against Everton and got that 700th goal because we needed, and he came on and scored.
He scored how many goals last year? 24.
Last year, yeah, all up, 24.
But we had a shit season.
It was the worst United team I've ever seen.
So does that mean that we just played bad with him regardless, even if he scores because he's in the team? Like people say we'll get relegated without Ronaldo, but would have we?
Don't know. Would anyone else last year, the way they're playing, have stepped up? Martial wasn't there for one. Rashford was...
Martial was shit last year.
And Rashford was terrible. Like, would anyone have... Like, this year, I say, you know, people like... the Man United fans still bag Rashford. And I'm like, mate, go back through the results. Without Marcus this year, we'd be done.
Yeah.
He's scored some goals for us that have been... And people still drilling him. But that's football. Genmul says he's entirely in the wrong here. The fact he's done part of this shows he cares a lot. The fact he's done part of this, unlike he said, so many people in that team are just passengers, not drivers. He did say that. See, I didn't like that. He had a shot at the players today.
He did.
Whether people realize that or not, he took a... They said, who do you respect in the team? He said 3 people.
He said Delot,
Casemiro, and Martinez.
So he
didn't say Bruno. Didn't say Ericsson.
Well, see the awkward hello that they did in the
Portugal. This is the thing I was going to give you. I was going to say this to you. Listen,
obviously relationships are breaking down everywhere now.
Well, this is the point I was going to make to you. I've obviously not on a world stage, but I was in this exact same situation with a friend of mine that you know, Con.
Yeah,
I won't say his last name. Right? He was captain of the club, and he had a falling out with the club and left.
Yeah.
And then I took the captaincy from him. And then he wanted me to support him, but I was currently captain of the team.
So it's just the politics of the club, isn't
and
it?
it was just, I was stuck. And you can see Bruno's technically captain now.
Yeah.
So he's stuck between, am I going to support Ronaldo's my idol probably, but I'm captain of Man United. Like, he's in a hard situation, really.
Yeah, I know. And now they've got to play a World Cup together.
Exactly. So. And I know, and like I said, it was at a completely different level. It was local, but I was in that situation. It was hard for me because I knew Con my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you don't ever want to be in that position. Between
no way.
Friends and
not for soccer, a football match. Whether we like it or not, Rashi is there for his personal gain. Everyone can see that. Not entirely his fault, but because of the people around him.
So what do you mean Rashi's...
That's what Gen will see. I don't agree with that, man. What you got to remember, we've had arguments about Rashford before, me and you. And remember what I said to you is...
Like I've said trash...
No, but what people got to understand is he's as big a Man United fan as we are. He's born and bred.
Well, he's a mate, isn't he? Yeah.
Is he? So there's no way he doesn't love Man United. You know, like Ronaldo said, this is what Stephen Howson hit the nail on the head with this. He goes... Ronaldo turned around today and said he loved the fans, but then he admitted he was going to go to City. You don't really love United if you're contemplating going to City.
I feel like he regrets that choice now.
Oh, he probably does. But they put it in perfect... yeah, I love the club because they're giving me $500,000 a week. Of course you do. Yeah, I love them too.
I know. There's a lot of contradictive stuff from Ronaldo.
Like, that's... You don't see... I don't know. Even... Ryan Giggs ain't going to play for Man City.
No.
When he's 37. Paul Scholes ain't going to do that if they offer it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas he was going to go... He admitted it. I was going to go there. But Sir Alex called me.
It's going to be very interesting watching Ronaldo at the World Cup if he doesn't perform.
What do you think he does?
Well,
what's your prediction?
Who's the coach of...
I don't even know. It's usually Ronaldo, isn't it? When they won the Euro, wasn't he coaching?
He knows that he has to play Ronaldo. He's going to disrupt the dressing room.
If he doesn't play Ronaldo, he's done.
You know what I mean?
He's done. But then the only thing with Portugal is I don't think he has another centre forward. He's got that Leao. He's got Jota's injured.
Yeah.
He has to play. And he's captain.
Well, now he knows he's undroppable now because he'll disrupt the Portuguese dressing
room. But see, that's the point I'm going to make. So now, wherever Who takes him now with that thought in mind, thinking, you know what, if I don't play him...
I mean, the baggage with Ronaldo looks huge now.
But it was never like this before.
No.
If I don't play him, say whoever, I don't know who's manager, say Nagelsmann is at Bayern, and he thinks, yeah, I could take him, but what if I don't play him 1 week?
Well, that's the problem.
And he does this.
Well, majority of the Champions League clubs, like, yes, you can, like you mentioned, a Turkish team, like, could probably play every week, but if you go to
you're going to retire.
You know, one of the big 6 or 7, you know, Munichs or whatever.
Say you're going to Bayern Munich.
I just can't see you being 90 minutes every game. Is what you want.
You just can't. Like, mate, listen, I know, mate, everyone gets old.
These clubs have got better strikers than Man United. We got Martial, you know what I mean? So...
Ronaldo, the hero no one wants, Chris said. Well, it sort of looks a bit like that. Listen, you can't take anything away from him. Like, he's been...
End of the day, we all get older, you know what I mean? And you don't play, you can't play forever. It's just as simple as that.
100%.
No matter how fit you are, I get fitness will take you a long way. Look at Ryan Giggs.
Yeah, exactly.
But it only gets you so far.
There's a point that comes you can't...
No.
I know it, man. I'm going through it. Like, I'm still playing at a good level, but it creeps at you.
Yeah.
It creeps you, and it happens. And it's got nothing to do with even... He could still be as fit as he's ever been, but recovery gets longer.
Yeah, it's
it's just everything. Reaction gets...
Everything.
You know, like we used to say it, like you bring it like, when I was 15 and I played Call of Duty, I was the best. My reactions were probably better.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm getting schooled by 10-year-olds, man. Like, I can't play that shit now. It's
exactly my point, you know?
I don't even know who kills me in Call of Duty anymore.
That's right. This puts Zlatan ahead of Ronaldo in terms of handling his age and playing time, Rob says. Well, he's accepted he's 40 and he doesn't have to play every minute, Zlatan. That's the difference.
Yeah, and Zlatan sort of evolved with his age.
I got 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
definitely. Definitely.
He doesn't really have to move around the pitch, and he's in the Italian league where you don't have to.
That's right.
Ronaldo should have stayed in the Italian league.
Genwu was saying relax there, Robert, with that comment, but I don't actually think... Listen, Zlatan is one of the best players we've seen, mate. Don't doubt that he is.
And he's outspoken as well sometimes.
And he is outspoken, but he's always respectful. He didn't do it. He went and outed United after he left. He said, yeah, it was the way that they run in the club. And Van Gaal did it. Van Gaal, everyone's acting like Ronaldo's the first person to do it, but Mourinho bagged them, Van Gaal bagged them, Zlatan bagged them.
He did it under contract. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah.
If he just went on, dude, and just talked about his issues because of his kid and all this, he wanted to let out some steam. But when you start talking about directives and the managers and stuff of the club and your teammates, you just can't do that while you're a Man United player.
Yeah, I agree. See, and like how Genmul said there, relax about the Zlatan comment. This is the question I'll put to you. And, mate, shut me down if I'm wrong. But at the same age, Zlatan played better for Man United than Ronaldo.
Zlatan did play really well, yeah.
And he won something.
He did.
Until he did his knee, he carried us, mate. And we were playing defensive. I know Ronaldo was in the worst team I've ever seen, but I
really wish we got a younger Zlatan.
Oh, I would have loved to
when he went straight to PSG.
Yeah,
that's when I wish United
Same with
got him.
Cavani.
Yeah.
I wish we got Cavani before.
Well, he's playing for Valencia now, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think he's missing the World Cup. I think got injured.
Oh, poor bloke.
But that's Cavani. He just gets injured from...
That Nkuku?
From Dortmund. Is it Dortmund?
He got tackled hard by Camavinga.
Yeah, well, didn't they say they might be taking Martial instead?
Yeah, like I seen the thing. I see.
Was it bad?
Camavinga just went too hard in training and
smacked
took him. Yeah.
Well, there was talk that Deschamps might call up Martial, but I think he called up someone else.
I mean, how can you call up Martial?
Can't. I agree. I agree.
Surely France have got other strikers.
Chris is saying what I said. Plus, Piers Morgan baited Ronaldo. He did.
He did.
Piers Morgan, and this is what I said. This is the
He doesn't give a shit about what's going on.
No way. He's an Arsenal fan for one.
He keeps coming out and saying, we're trending number 1, we're trending number 3, look at us.
You know what he said? He said before the night, he goes, we got bombshell things tonight. And then Ronaldo's talking about the passing of his kid. That's not bombshell. That's heart-wrenching, bro. That's not a bombshell.
Look, I've always not minded Pierce. Like,
I'm going to admit I don't know much. I don't follow him much. I haven't seen much of him.
It always made me laugh because he's just so straight to the point. He doesn't give a shit sort of styles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you could tell, like Chris said, he baited him hard and he just like coerced him. Is that how you say?
Yeah, coerced him into saying things.
Into saying shit and
yeah.
And Ronaldo's English is not the best of times.
No.
What the hell was Ronaldo saying? I'm like an apple. People want to take a bite.
It was like he said the thing about Picasso. He said some things.
He said some
Did you hear what he
weird
said about the
shit.
records? You could see his ego. He goes,
I like a tasty fruit or something.
Well, he goes, I don't chase records. They chase me. That's what he said, right? But mate, everyone knows.
That's egotistic.
You know, but he does chase records. That's why he wants to play in the Champions League.
Exactly. That's why he's so desperate to leave the club.
Of course. So he's lying.
Can he even play in the Champions League after January?
I think he can because he's only played Europa.
So that's the thing. So it's not cup tie.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think if he has a good World Cup, PSG might go for him to just say, listen, let's just try to win this European Cup. Like, he ain't going to City. He ain't going to Chelsea.
PSG, look at the strikers. Man. Messi and Ronaldo together. Oh, my God. Imagine that.
How do you play Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, and Mbappe? You don't.
I forgot about Neymar and Mbappe just then. That is ridiculous.
It's already ridiculous. I've watched them this year. They are already ridiculous.
How can they afford to pay those guys, man? It's like $6 million a week just to keep those players.
What do you think's the chance? What do you think is the chance he goes to the Geordies?
Oh, Newcastle.
Yep.
No chance.
No chance.
Maybe if they finish top 4 this season, and Ronaldo could find a loan move for 6 months somewhere. Yeah. And then his contract will finish.
They said in regards to that, Ten Hag had this problem with this player last year at Ajax. And Van der Sar turned around to him and said, I will loan him. And Ten Hag goes, nope, fucking sell him. And made Van der Sar sell him. He goes, he's disrespecting me. I don't even want him on the books. So they reckon if Ten Hag is like that, he's going to say, I don't want him. I don't even want you to loan him. Get rid of him.
I'm sure Ten Hag's saying that now.
I reckon.
You can't have him back.
Yeah. Well, so Gemel says, but this is kind of what we've been waiting for. Ralph tried and he got shut down. Time to put heads on the guillotine. See, the thing about, I sort of agree with, the thing that I agree with about the Ralph thing is, and again, I've been in that situation. If a guy comes to coach you, and they obviously knew he wasn't a coach. He was a director of football.
Yep.
When you're someone like Ronaldo and Messi, whatever, even Bruno, how do you take that guy seriously as a coach? I admit that. The players will think like that. Because he wasn't a manager.
It was a mistake, you know.
I think it was.
They should have went and got Conte straight away.
Exactly. Everyone's saying, oh, there was no one. Conte was waiting for the job.
Yeah.
Whether that would have been the right thing or wrong thing now, we wouldn't have had Ten Hag. But... he was delaying the Tottenham decision until...
And we might not have had... Oh, Ronaldo was already there.
Yeah. And he was waiting for that job. And they went and got...
Conte would have taken it.
Of course, he wanted it. Wanted it, bro. What would it mean if Ronaldo wins the World Cup? Imagine the press. Well, I think he's got a chance of winning it.
If he wins it and plays well, he'll find another club easier.
100%. I think he has to play well.
If he does bad, he's going to struggle to... because of the baggage he brings, and obviously people think, well, look, you're underperforming big time. You're just not worth the trouble.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just taking a punt on the previous best player in the world sort of thing.
Yeah. We have a good turning of tide this season with Ten Hag, and everyone just forgets there's still problems because we're getting a bit more successful on the pitch. Again, we're saying we're a bit better on the pitch, so everyone forgets there's all these problems back behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I was watching the Stretford Paddock boys, and they were saying, listen, over there, they still protest when we're winning. It's not like the protests don't stop. Everyone hates the Glazers.
Yeah, I know. That's what I love Ronaldo calling out on.
I love that. That's good.
Yeah.
But I think tonight, when Reborn gets to watch it, obviously...
Probably about 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, this is going to be the bombshells. This is when he's going to have shots at people. Obviously, this is the bit where he says, I don't respect Ten Hag, because we've only seen snippets.
Yeah, we haven't seen that.
This is going to be where he goes in on people. And I watched the interview with Ben Foster. They said to Ben Foster, they go, can he get sacked for this? And he goes, you know what? He goes, other than really punching your boss in the face, he goes, as a footballer, he goes, you're not really breaching your contract. He goes, he's allowed to do this, really? Technically? He goes, but it's bad.
So it's saying by sacked, you can't just rip up his contract and not pay him out.
Because then he'll sue them.
You'd have to pay it out. And I think it's another £20 million.
If I was them, you know what I'd say? I'd say, yeah, all right, I'm going to fine you. your wage until the end of the year. They're allowed to
United
fine
need
him.
to find a way to mutual terminate, save some cash, and bring in a striker in January. They should give Ten Hag a striker.
They have to. So that brings me that can bring us into the next point. Obviously, we've both agreed that we agreed with some of the things he did. We don't agree with the, going in on the players, going in on the coach, going in on his ex-teammates. We haven't agreed. We didn't agree with that. But where does it leave us? Who do you think they go for? I said before, I wouldn't mind if they went for Tony.
I mean, Tony's 26 years old, in form, and I think it's the type of striker Ten Hag can really work with.
And then the thing is about, say you bring in a Tony in the summer, in the big transfer window, you can go get another striker that fights with him.
Maybe a younger one.
Yeah, whatever. He doesn't have to be, he can be your number one for 6 months.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be your number one for 10 years. Like just get someone in the door that can do a job. We know he can do a job.
Because Martial can't last the whole season.
Way.
And, obviously we need a striker.
I wouldn't be surprised if Martial gets injured in the World Cup break and he's not even playing.
Yeah.
But it's true, though. He's laughing because it's true.
It's just that bad with that bloke. Oh, my days. But,
see, again, we're saying sacked with a question mark. Glazers wouldn't touch their dividends, and that's true. True. They ain't going to pay him out.
I wonder how many people actually hate the Glazers.
I don't think anyone likes them.
No. The Lizard Man.
Oh, they're the Lizard Man. And see, again, we're saying the problem is Tony would cost 50 million. So no.
Well,
because Brentford aren't desperate for cash.
Yeah, they've already said that we're not going to really spend January.
So, if this was me in January, mate, I'd be going for, like, Tielemans is out of contract.
We've loaned strikers in the past.
We have. Do you see something like that happening?
We've loaned Larson, I remember.
Larson. Igalo.
United tend to do that sort of stuff.
Are you telling me, like I just said, someone isn't going to go in January for Tielemans? Because he's going to be on a free at the end of the year. Less they're going to accept 20 million.
Well, foreign clubs can offer a contract.
They can offer contracts, but
England can't.
Apparently they might accept a bid from Arsenal, United. Apparently Arsenal like him. I'd be in for him.
Well, you could be like, hey, look, we can give you 10 million now, or you could lose him for free.
Exactly. So I'd be in for Tielemans. Like, he's better than McTominay and Fred.
But it's not exactly what we need at midfield
No. But I'd just go for it because it's another option there.
I think it's an upgrade on Donny.
Well, I just think Tielemans can rotate with Eriksen.
Yeah.
If he comes. But the striker, I don't know who they go for. I'm not. Strikers they're not dime a dozen. I don't think it's.
No, they're expensive.
Yeah.
They're good ones. So.
Yep. Like there's this talk of Osimhen. Napoli just paid 90 million for him.
Yeah,
so they're not going to sell him, but they're going to want 150, and they're top. They ain't selling him.
I just can't see that
happening. It won't. It's just it's bullshit. Like it's just not happening.
Yeah, look, United are always slow to come to the table when coming to certain players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Chris says, are the Glazers upset about this? And Genwell says, laughing my ass off. No, any publicity is good for the Glazers.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The Glazers won't come out. Look, Ronaldo said, I haven't even met him. I haven't even seen him. I know we're there when they was already there, but he hasn't seen him since he got back.
No, I don't think so, no. He wouldn't. Why would he? It's
just funny, you know what I mean? Like, you're
Abramovich was at every game.
Yeah, but you're Ronaldo and you haven't met the owners of the club.
I know.
Since you've been back.
Crazy. It's crazy.
I feel sorry for the chefs that got slagged off by Ronaldo.
I know. What the fuck was that, bro?
These poor chefs.
Like, but that's just petty. Like,
that's the problem. He said some weird shit, and it's that sort of stuff that tarnishes for me. You know what I mean?
The Apple thing, bro. I don't know.
I'm a sweet fruit. People want to take a bite out of me. I think the English is broken down a bit.
Oh, definitely.
It's like an analogy in Portuguese or something.
Definitely. How many people in the past, sports or business, criticize their current organization and get hit with their stocks or any assets? Probably.
I mean, if I did an interview slagging off my boss, I probably wouldn't have a job.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because there'd be cause for dismissal.
Yeah.
Whereas a footballer's contracts are weird.
Yeah, I know.
Like Ben Foster was saying, go do whatever you want, really. So
we haven't talked about Garnacho, man.
Yeah, so I feel so sorry for him.
Well, Ronaldo is his idol.
Well, that's what he said. I mean, you would think Messi would be because he's Argentinian.
Is this the problem, man? Like these young kids that look up to Ronaldo. Is this, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I was saying to you. Remember I said that on the show? We debated it, me, you and Chris.
I'm pretty much
I said that's why these guys shouldn't be role models.
Just like I'm focusing on our youth academy here and younger players like Garnacho.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Even Delo in the case.
Well, Delo would look up to him so much because he's Portuguese, for one.
Delo's only 23, isn't he?
I know. But even Bruno's 26. Ronaldo would be his idol, man. He would be. That's, you know. Yeah, I feel so sorry for Garnacho, man. It was the news should have been about him for a week, and it wasn't. It wasn't even about him for an hour.
10 minutes. It was literally come out straight after the game. And that's another thing. That interview, he was supposed to be ill around that time, and then that's around the time.
Yeah, no.
And Piers Morgan was asked about this, and he's very coy on his answer to the public about it.
Well, that's why I reckon
he won't say.
Well, that's why I honestly believe there's more chance Ronaldo's lying than Ten Hag's lying. Because Ronaldo's got something to gain by getting out of that's what he wants. He wants to get out of the club.
Yeah.
What's Ten Hag got to hide?
Don't know.
Nothing. It's just, I don't really like he's under the spotlight. I think he's talking about Garnacho. Put him down on his feet. Listen, Garnacho? If he gets managed correctly.
I think Ten Hag is at the moment.
Yeah, I think Ten Hag, he didn't just put him in and keep him in. He took him out, put him in, brought him off the bench.
Januzaj, remember Januzaj? He was a bit
He reminds me of Januzaj, man.
Yeah. But Januzaj got too much put on his shoulders that season.
Because Moyes, he became our number one player.
Yeah.
He's playing him every game.
Yeah.
He was and it killed him.
Yeah.
Because then he got a 5-year contract, huge money, and he's 18 still.
Yeah.
And what could have been with that guy, mate? He was so good. And then I don't think he ever developed.
Yeah.
He just stayed the same. Like, he's 30 now.
Well, there's a lot of competition for that left wing spot. I know Rashford likes to play there.
Yeah.
And you've got Sancho as well.
Well, Sancho's not getting on the right, is he?
You got Alanga, you got Anthony. I mean, yeah, well, I don't know what's happening with Sancho. He's bang out of form. He'll be upset he's not going to the World Cup, that he's let himself down this season. Like,
I was watching a thing with House, and he was saying, he goes, when you go watch the youth and that, he goes, you see the ones that are going to be stars. And he goes, the Man City team, he goes, had Phil Foden, Jadon Sancho, and there was another player. And he goes, look where Foden is now. He goes, but Jadon Sancho, he was taking the ball and scoring 5 goals. Just taking the piss.
Even Greenwood was on that path.
Yeah, he goes, Greenwood was the same. He was saying it about him. He goes, and you can see them young. He goes, look where Foden's career is and look where Sancho's is. They're in the same youth team, and Sancho was 10 times better than him, he reckons.
Yep.
And what's happened to him?
Well, even Ronaldo said, how do you expect me to score goals with Sancho giving me the ball?
That's again, having a shot at your teammates. Like, well, you know what what I'd say back to that is?
Would you say that about your team?
No.
Your winger giving you the ball?
No way.
Even if you knew that you were getting pissed off?
I'll say it to the coach. I'd say it to the coach.
Yeah.
I said, dude, I'd go talk to the coach about I wouldn't have done it when I was a younger. Like now, as a senior player, I would.
I mean, even in AFL standards, like you're a full forward, you're not going to say,
Scott Pendlebury's kicking his shit.
Yeah, like Travis Boak can't kick the ball to me.
Way.
Can't kick a barn, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to come out and say it. How do you expect me to score goals when I've got Matt Crouch in the midfield?
Yeah, I know.
So,
I know what you mean. Yeah, no, that's bad because he did it to the public. That's ridiculous, bro. He shouldn't have done that. That's next level, like just having a shot at your teammates. It's crazy.
So we got Jimmy T, I saw, I reckon.
Hey, Jimmy says, hey, lads, killer set. Says, hey, everyone.
Can we call Jimmy the Celtic man?
He is the Celtic. He's like, Jimmy is like Andrew's son.
It should be Jim Postecoglou.
Yeah. You know like how KG says Wan-Bissaka's his son and Flex goes Varane is like his son? Jimmy is like Andrew's son.
Jim Postecoglou.
Postecoglou's his dad. Jim Postecoglou. He goes,
oh, my God.
Genwell says, but it annoys me so much these fans are just start him every week about Garnacho. He's the next GOAT. Like, that's how you destroy someone's potential. And then he says, Sancho's kind of in that same bracket. So hyped, and he's over his head. And then he goes, you know what's funny though? These things always happen in the NBA. Things like that. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, with the drama around Ben Simmons and shit.
He's in his third club now, isn't he?
NBA players just change club mid-season.
But never used to be like that.
It's just crazy, man.
It's crazy.
Has there been a player that changed 3 times in one season? There must be, man.
What did Harden do recently? Didn't Harden did twice recently, didn't he? Simmons.
It's like
I remember when Harden was at Houston and then all of a sudden he was at Brooklyn, then he was at 76ers.
Yeah, it's like, nah, I actually don't want to play here. I'll
play
here.
I know, it's crazy.
Far out.
And like they just give it, that's what Gen was saying. No one cares when they do it. It's just like a circus.
No.
Different.
Curry's loyal. He's been at
Curry's loyal. It's a different culture though. It's a different society there. It's different. Yeah.
But Garnacho, look, as long as he keeps his feet on the ground, like you said, and when he's managed properly, he'll be fine. Because he's very raw talent.
Listen, what I like about him is he's direct.
And he's taken on players.
I just love the directness.
That run he did around that defender to get there. It looked like he could never get there.
And he just
ball, and he got there.
It's like he was like in a video game and a jetpack turned on. That's what it looked like though.
You just think, how did he get there?
Yeah, it was crazy.
And it was just a shot that it wasn't very powerful. It
was a good finish.
He just placed it.
Yeah, the way it was a great finish.
Yeah, it was just amazing.
Real good finish.
And look at that celebration. That
And what's his name's he's a good keeper too, Leno. He's not a
Yeah. He'll always remember that moment.
Mate.
That's huge.
Do you know what the thing I was thinking, when he scored that was the end we were sitting in when we were there at Fulham.
Remember that?
Do you remember that Rooney goal?
Remember we were trying to celebrate?
Yeah, we were like hiding. When we were there, like I was
sitting with the Fulham fans.
Completely off topic. If you can go Google 2012 Rooney's goal versus Fulham, he scored this volley that went. It was like Roberto Carlos. It went off target by like a meter, I reckon, and then came back and just went top corner. Like to see that live was, and we smashed them too. Man, that was the days we smacked them 5-0. Like it was.
Yeah, we weren't sitting with the United fans.
No, we were in the away fans. We were like
sitting with Fulham.
Quietly.
Thanks to my old man, it's the best.
The best ticket buyer in history.
My God.
And do you remember? I remember
people, some of the accommodation we stayed in, we're sleeping on top.
The ones in London.
Sleeping on top of each other, really.
Do you remember I remember the people were behind us, and they were like, "I think they're United fans."
Yeah,
and we're like hiding our tops. John's dad's on the train, like singing "Glory, Glory, Man United." We're like, "Dad, shut up!"
Can't do an Adelaide United sport. No, it's red, dickhead.
Shut up, man. Oh shit! I would never go sit with the opposition. AFL, I would though. Listen, man, it was.
We had to be quiet when we sat.
We were quiet, we did it.
We weren't wearing our colours or anything.
And I don't think I would do it at certain. Fulham is a bit of a family club, and that I wouldn't do it at Leeds or Liverpool or something.
They're not as crazy.
I wouldn't do it at like a crazy rival. No way.
If you jump, even at West Ham, you can't see them.
That's what I mean. I wouldn't do it. Certain, and it was a bit nerve wracking even at Fulham. It was.
Yeah, we're getting some dirty looks.
People knew we were United fans because
we weren't celebrating the goals, but we were like nudging each other. We're
like going to. Whoa, my hair.
Jimmy T reckons Ronaldo's going to do killer, man.
Ronaldo will dominate World Cup and teams will come for him.
Well, look, I actually hope
I always say never write him off.
I actually hope he does, you know what I mean? I hope he does have a good World Cup because, look, besides everything he's done, I still love the bloke. And
he's always a legend to us.
He's going to be a legend to us. He's just sort of being a childish sort of thing at the moment and tarnishing a little bit.
Where does this put him for you now?
It's not going to be my all-time favorite.
No. See, that's what I was going to say. Is I mentioned that when people were like how he was bagging Rooney and that, and I was like, whether you like it or not, I said Rooney's a bigger legend for our club than him.
The Giggs ones upset me more. The shit that's going on.
That's upset me
because Giggs was like
he's my favorite
childhood.
Player. He's my idol. Yep.
I know people started Beckham as well, but it was more Giggs.
Giggs, I loved him, bro.
And
what's going on now with him?
See that's tarnished a little bit, you know what I mean?
Big time.
And
I just stick with Rooney at the moment now. But you know what? I always go. But you know who I loved him so much, and he was only with us for 2 years. Was Van Persie.
Yeah, you always said it.
I don't know because of what the things he's come out and said. He's like, United's closer to my heart than Arsenal. He said it. He admits it.
Yeah.
And he, But I loved. Listen,
But I love Carlos Tevez when he was at our club, and he turned out.
He went to City. He went to City,
really.
bro. Like, it's. There's some other ones that will never. Like, we were young, but like, Cantona, mate.
Yeah.
Like Rooney. I mean, Ronaldo.
I mean, we were bulk young.
I know, but still, my first memories are of him just winning FA Cups for it. Like my first big memory was that '95 FA Cup final, him scoring against Liverpool, because we used to do FA Cup nights at the club, and it was just ecstatic. Like it was.
Well, Nani's still one of my favorite.
Oh, Nani was a legend.
Yeah.
I still got his top. Love him.
So, it's hard to say who's my favorite all time, but
my favorite was Giggs, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But I love Scholes is one of my top ever.
Scholesy.
He's in the top 3, and Rooney. I love Rooney. Yeah, you gotta love Rooney.
Loved Rooney.
Whatever happened, but it's mate. You gotta love Rooney. You can't. Some of the things he did for us, like the thing about
what I was only 21, man.
I'm only 21. Oh, that's why I wouldn't go sit in the opposition. We were younger then too.
Who's getting one go for again? Liverpool.
No, he's United.
He's United.
Yeah. He goes, I'm only 21. I'm really struggling to find yeah. You're 21, mate. You didn't see some of these guys, man. Like
he's going through the hardship years.
Yeah, you are, man. And like, listen, my dad, John's dad, is not as old as my dad, not so much, but he as well. My dad's been supporting United since the 50s. And
the 80s, 70s and 80s.
Yeah, he saw the greatness in the 60s. My dad loved it. We used to read about it, like in Cyprus and that. And then for 30 years, didn't see us win a title. 27 years, like.
Yeah. And
then the glory days came back, and your dad would have grown up not seeing titles too. Like, yeah, it's. But listen, some of these guys again were like Cantona was. We didn't see him, but my dad's like all-time favorite ever is Brian Robson. Like we only saw him at the end.
Yeah.
And my dad just reckons he was untouchable. Like he was. My dad remembers watching United at Old Trafford in 1983 against Barcelona. Maradona was playing for Barcelona. He goes, Brian Robson scored 2 goals. We won 3-0. He goes, he didn't even know Maradona was on the pitch. No, he said he did not. He goes, because Robson just. Well, that's why his nickname was Captain Marvel.
One of our greatest.
He just used to grab games by the scruff of the neck and just. It was his game.
Yeah.
He was a legend.
Well, have you heard Graham Souness stick up for Ronaldo in this?
I was shocked.
You're shocked?
Oh, you missed that. I've played the game. I know. I've played the game. So yeah, we know you've.
He's telling us his story that he got dropped and then he.
I heard it. He said it on Talk Sport, didn't he? And he goes, "I want a transfer
request."
He was
and then he went to the bar drinking gins, and then they wanted him to play.
There you go.
What the fuck?
He says for the banter, probably De Gea. Listen, man, De Gea, once he stops playing for us, will be remembered as one of our best keepers ever. No doubt about that.
How many games has he played?
He broke 500. That's why he got that thing.
And Giggsy? How much did he
Giggs did 700 and something.
Oh, so he's got a while.
Yeah, he never break Giggs. I think Giggs was 700 Premier League plus. I think 900 games all up. Like,
he won't break that.
Wow. But like listen, man, I don't know if you remember because you're only 21, but there was a time 6 years ago or so when he was ripping it. And now they drill him the media, but they were talking about him being better than Schmeichel.
He has to go down as one of our best keepers.
Yeah, they would remember that. They were saying, he could be better than Peter Schmeichel because of how good he was playing. And then obviously he had a bad time, but the guy, I've never seen many shot stoppers like him ever.
Every player has critics, man. Yeah. Every player.
Of course. Messi has critics. Ronaldo has critics.
Yeah.
But you're a keeper. I've never seen many shot stoppers, like actual shot stopping, as good as him. Like there's different type of keepers. Like Van der Sar was an all-round keeper, Yeah. Schmeichel was big, intimidating. His shot stopping
and his reflexes unbelievable.
Out of this world. Out of this world. But for banter, he says, I'll say Falcao.
Oh my God, Falcao. What about Diego Forlan?
Forlan was wild. He scored 2 goals against Liverpool. He's like a cult hero.
What about Massimo Taibi?
Oh, the Chelsea game was terrible.
I know people.
I think we still won the league that year.
Did we?
I think so.
Who was worse, Taibi or Carroll?
Well, Carroll played more for United, but Taibi went to play City A. Like, he played a lot.
Just had a terrible spell.
He was just with United. Like, it's like people bag Bozza at United, but I mean, he won a Premier League and he was
better than those two.
He won the World Club Cup and a Premier League.
Yeah,
But then because he had a falling out, if he didn't fall out with Ferguson, he would have been the keeper for 10
He's
years.
a party animal.
That's right. He was he was thinking with his head, like other things. Like,
so is this a mid-season break now?
it is. So I mean, like we won't go for too much longer, but we'll say about it. So what do you think? What's your review of United's season so far? We'll go into that.
I mean, we lost a few games there where we got smashed, really. The Brighton one and the Brentford one, disappointments.
But do you think, sorry to cut you, do you think I legitimately believe that Ten Hag played Maguire and whoever else that game to give them their chance. They failed, so he could turn around and say, well, you're dropped now.
Yeah.
I truly believe he did that.
Well, he probably didn't want to lose like he did.
No, didn't want to get thumped, but he was like, I'll give you your chance, and if it works out, it works out.
It worked out.
But if it doesn't...
It was easier for Ten Hag to make the decision.
Exactly.
Really.
If it doesn't work out, then you got no leg to stand on.
But look, to be fifth and 6 points behind City, I think that's pretty good first half for United, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Arsenal was a big surprise. City just lost to Brentford, so that's a big surprise.
I watched that too. They did. Brentford deserved it.
They did?
But do you know what we're saying? The difference is what Brentford got 2 players going to the World Cup.
What sort of stats? Man City had a
They did,
shots.
but the chances were more. Brentford had better chances. That's what I'm saying. This is why this World Cup sucks. Because Brentford had 2 blokes going to the World Cup. They're not worried about getting injured. Man City's whole team's got to play a week after the World Cup. They're not going to be going in. You tell them, even Ferdinand said it. He goes, they won't be going. And that's why Rob was upset at Pep. And I said, man, I thought it was more the players than Pep. Like, they
didn't want to get injured.
I reckon.
Well, you probably got that in the back of your mind.
They have to. Well, Maddison came off injured for Leicester.
Yeah.
And then he came out and admitted, he goes, it was precaution. But a week before, when he didn't think he was going to make the team, he was playing full games.
Everyone wants to go to the World Cup.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
And then they get, Fosu Mensah, Genwell says, I reckon Ten Hag could have made him into something. They all say, like, Stephen...
I forgot about that.
Well, Howson and that was saying about him, if he didn't get injured, and I don't think so. But a lot of them say if he didn't have injuries, he would have been really good. They rate him.
As well, isn't he?
Yeah. They rate him. I was also excited at the start of Van Gaal era. I think we signed Schneiderlin. I still remember I was with John. We had a shop back then, and John was for 3 weeks telling me we're getting Schneiderlin. And I was like, I don't believe it until I see him holding the top. And then we got him, and we were pumped to get him, weren't we? We thought he was going to be so good.
He was shit.
But was that Van Gaal's fault or his fault?
Where did he go after?
He went to Everton, and then I don't know what happened to him. He was playing for France, bro.
Southampton?
Yeah, but he was playing for France.
Yeah, gee.
I liked Van Gaal too. You liked Van Gaal.
I mean, who'd we just beat? We beat Fulham, didn't we?
Yes.
But that Paulinho...
he's a champion, bro.
See, why can't United find a player like that?
He's a champion,
We have to wait for
bro.
him to go to clubs to pay top dollar for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. So, would you take Mitrovic?
I probably would, yeah.
I'll take him too.
Yeah.
Mitrovic or Tony?
I think Mitrovic will get us more goals, but he's older.
He's not much older, though. People think... I think he's only like 27.
Mm.
And I think he's going to have a good World Cup too.
Yeah, I'll probably get Mitrovic, yeah.
He's matured.
Tony's just starting to be...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mitrovic has done it.
All right, so... In saying that, then we'll end on that. Like, we'll say, what would you do in this break? Will you go for anyone? You're the manager. Who do you think we should go for? Well, Ronaldo's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, there's definitely talks going on at the club now. What they're sorting out contracts, and they're like, okay, we've got this time now. Let's sort out Ronaldo. What do we need? Me personally, I'll be looking for a striker because we desperately need one. We needed one with Ronaldo there.
Yeah, definitely.
So now that Ronaldo's going to go, that should be a high priority. Striker. I know we need a right back to.
I think that's gone second on the list now, hasn't it?
To help the low, and I think even a centre back down the track as well.
Yeah. Do you think Wan-Bissaka will leave in January?
I think I don't know. I'm sure if he'll leave in January, but he needs to go because he's definitely not in the plans.
If he leaves in January, surely we need to buy someone.
He could have played against Fulham, but he
didn't
moved.
pick Malacia.
He put Malacia on the right,
and he actually plays okay there.
Yeah,
he's not bad.
So obviously he's not keen on one at all. And
yeah.
Look, we overpaid by a long shot. He's 20, 30 million at max.
Yeah.
But we pay over
50. Well, you think about look at Ole's Ole signed Maguire for 80, Wan-Bissaka for 50. Probably should have signed them both for 80 combined. Really? When you think about it, 80 together they should have been.
I don't care because it's not our money, obviously.
It's not, but
it makes United hard to get other players. Like we make it hard on ourselves. So look at City, like they've sort of like. But
then again, I mean, they spent 100 million on Jack.
But that's the only sort of player they've really overspent.
Well, I think their biggest signing before that was Mahrez was 50.
But still, that's...
And he was class. He was class.
He's been good for him.
He was class. Yeah, you know 100% he was class.
So we've got this thing about us that United overpay all the time. And, you know, we can be taken for a ride. And
well, Gen was laughing because of what all the other fans say. He's saying, Ole for director of football. Clowns. Oh, my God. I can't believe people were saying that. His transfers were terrible.
Is that a thing right now?
Oh, they're saying it on United stand. Not him. That's people keep saying it to Mark, and he's like, "Are you idiots?"
Did he sign anyone good? I can't remember.
Who did he sign? He signed Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking at it, go through his signings. Say, fail or not fail. Ronaldo's probably a failure now. Maguire.
Shit.
Wan-Bissaka.
Shit.
Donny.
Shit.
I'm trying to think who else did he sign.
I feel sorry for Donny, by the way. United have killed his career.
But this is what happened with Ole. I always used to say this to you. When he took over, Rashford was starting for England. He's only just got back in the England squad now.
They regressed hard.
Donny was a starter for Holland. Nowhere to be seen for them now. You know, like
terrible.
These players, Sancho. He signed Sancho. Failure so far.
It's amazing how good Sancho was in the Bundesliga. Yeah. His numbers were crazy.
Again, him and Rashford was starting for England.
I think we paid close to 80, 70, 80, whatever 80. It was for him. That's huge.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd go for a right back. I feel sorry for Donny. He's a good player, Reeves is saying, and that's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him too, Reeves. I feel like United hasn't helped at all.
No, they haven't. They've ruined his career. Yeah.
He wasn't played at all.
No.
I don't know why Ole bought him.
Yeah, Ole ruined him. Ole killed him.
He bought him to put him on the bench.
I mean, Ole gave Bailly a contract, and Bailly came out and said he told me I was going to play, so I signed the contract, and he never played me.
Never believe Ole. Never believe.
Yeah, remember KG used to say, Ole's a liar.
Never believe a Norwegian.
Never believe Ole, man. Lee Grant, goated, successfuel. He signed Lee Grant as well. Like, his signings were terrible.
Forget about these players.
See, I would go.
Where's Lee Grant? Is he just...
I think he retired. Was coaching. I'm not sure.
40, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was 40. I would go, we need a striker, a right back, and I agree.
What are you talking about keeper, man? They're talking about that Porto keeper.
No, we don't need it now.
But it's big money, what that cost the guy.
But I wouldn't do it now.
I think he's the Portuguese.
But the thing is, we were talking about the other day, like watching United at the moment, De Gea, I think he's...
I'll be fine if De Gea goes.
No, but I think he's playing the ball fine. I mean... Everyone's like, he can't kick. It's like...
He's better than Henderson, man.
Yeah. The way I see it
These English puppets over there, look, Henderson's better.
No, I was saying
it's just absolute rubbish, man.
I was talking to Rob about it. So Rob's a Man City fan. And I was like, the problem is everyone's saying, oh, he can't kick, he can't that. It's because everyone gets this narrow mind and they compare everyone's kicking and distribution to Edison.
Yeah.
Mate, he's the only one that can do that.
I feel like Edison was like an outfield player and he just changed the keeper like...
Allison is good as well, but he's not as good as him at distribution. And he gets in the Brazil team ahead of Edison.
Yeah.
It's just, the guy's a freak with his feet. He's so good. Like, even De Bruyne said it. He goes, he should be taking our penalties.
But I feel like De Gea's improved.
He has. That's what I'm saying. It's not even, I don't know why everyone's...
And I think Ten Hag's got him coming off his line a lot
Exactly.
more.
Like, you see him coming out, sweeping,
keeping.
So I don't see any problem with that. And like, he's playing the other day against Fulham. If De Gea didn't play, Garnacho didn't even score that winner. It was because De Gea made 2 saves that were out of this world, bro. Yeah.
Nah, De Gea definitely. Look, I think we got to do his contract.
He's saying keeper is so way down the list, and I agree with Genwell.
Yeah, that's
Kelleher is better than Henderson. Kelleher, he's that Liverpool one, isn't he? Reeves would agree with me. Yeah, Reeves would agree with me. Kelleher. Henderson's shit, but the thing is, and listen, I mean,
he's under the pump with the Nottingham Forest.
No, but I've got nothing against him. But the thing is, who went in for him? The bottom team in the Premier League. Besides the second bottom team. So if he was any good...
Well, Newcastle's turned him down for Pope.
Because Pope's better than him. Pope's good keeper.
Yeah.
He's in the England team.
Is Pickford the England team?
Well, he's taken Pickford.
Pickford is shit.
But see this, look at the other two that are behind him. He's taken Pickford, Pope, and Ramsdale.
I put Ramsdale in.
Yeah, so this is what I say to you. Pickford is in a relegation battle. Ramsdale's top of the league. Why would you play Pickford?
Southgate's a muppet.
And Pope is third.
Is Reeves in that English?
Reeves is, yeah.
Do you like Southgate, Reeves? Has he mentioned that before? About
I don't
Southgate?
know. Yeah, tell her, what's your thoughts on Southgate, Reeves? So, like, look at it. So, Newcastle are third.
Yeah.
So, Pope is in the top 4. Arsenal are top. Ramsdale's top. And Southgate picks Pickford ahead of... He's got them there. He's got 2 guys that have got the 2 most clean sheets in the league, and he's picking Pickford. The guy's terrible. The other day, he made the worst mistake. Like, I don't think I'd make that mistake.
Yeah, I think I saw that clip.
He chucked it to the...
Yeah,
it was like weird. He's shit, bro. Reeves said Pickford is a good shot stopper.
Yeah.
But I think Ramsdale's better than him.
Gareth's very loyal to his previous players, which you can't do in international level.
Well, compare it to Van Gaal. Van Gaal, he told Donny, he goes, if you're not playing,
yeah, that's right.
You're not coming.
Yeah.
And he stuck to his guns.
Yeah.
Wijnaldum is one of the best players at PSG at Roma. He's not going.
I feel like you just have to go form. You have to
pick
players who in form.
There's a degree of the loyalty, but I mean, Calvin Phillips has played 7 minutes. How do you take him?
How you taking
Maguire? How are you taking him? Yeah, I agree. It's ridiculous.
Obviously, Phillips is a backup, though.
Yeah, I know, but fuck, I'd take Ward-Prowse. He plays every week, never injured.
Yeah, true.
That's me if I was England.
I'm trying to think of other centre mids English.
They don't really have heaps.
Is Henderson going?
Jordan Henderson's going, yeah.
He is going.
Yep. So, but at least he's plays.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, they've got 2 good starters, man.
Yeah.
After that, it sort of dies down.
Listen, he's a generational talent, Bellingham. I think he comes out of this World Cup even higher stock because I reckon he'll rip it.
United missed out on that from Birmingham. They should have worked harder to get him.
Fuck, mate. What? They chucked... Ferguson was there. It's just that they had fucking Woodward at the time. That's a moron.
Dortmund are clever,
and
man.
Solskjaer.
30 million. They're going to like...
It was the best, man.
Turn into 150 million.
The elite influence says, I'm here to influence.
I'm glad.
What a nice guy. What are you influencing, man? Are you like Ronaldo? I like Southgate.
Influence.
I like Southgate. He's just not brave enough to make big calls like dropping players and such. Well, I think that's what's
going to be conservative.
That's what's going to be his downfall. He did it in the Euro final.
I don't think England will concede much this year.
No, but he did it in the Euro final. They went 1-0 up, and then he defended. They could have just kept attacking, and they would have beat Italy.
Yeah.
They were in their home ground. Blackett and McNair partnership over Martinez and Varane. Again, Tyler Blackett, remember him?
Paddy McNair, is that right?
Do you remember that game against, was it Everton? Do you remember
Paddy McNair's playing somewhere.
Yeah, championship.
Championship.
Do you remember that game against Everton, though? And the memes that were going out when he pocketed Lukaku, and the memes were going out, they were like, oh, where's Lukaku? They're like, he's in McNair's pants.
Who? Tyler, is that the guy? Who was the straight back guy?
Nah, Borthwick Jackson.
Borthwick Jackson.
He was like running like this. Oh, he was the best, eh? He's all Van Gaal, gave him all a shot.
Does the bloke bend over, man? He's the straightest,
like
straightest back I've ever seen.
Borthwick Jackson, he was the best.
Oh my God.
He was next level. Blackett, McNair. McNair was getting it. Listen,
has Gardner been playing for Everton?
No, don't think so.
No.
See, again, he's another one where like everyone was so upset about it, but
just not good enough.
I don't know. Yeah, was he good enough? Like, we don't know.
He'll get loaned out probably from Everton.
That'd be a kick in the teeth for him.
Well, Everton are playing shit and you can't get in the team.
Is Frank? They were talking about this completely off United. Do they sack him over the 6-week break?
Where are they on the league?
They're like 1 point above relegation. I think
he got it, man.
I'd sack him. Go for a manager now because none of them are going to the World Cup.
Try and get
Who's going to the World Cup? Pickford.
What? Everton could pull off a Poch.
Yeah, I think they could, and he's way better than Lampard.
Everton got some money to spend,
and he'd do good with them.
Well, it's proved with Southampton and Tottenham that he can build teams.
Yeah, exactly. He'd get what's his name, Calvert-Lewin ripping it.
Because they actually have some good players.
Yeah, it's just Lampard's shit.
Lampard is shit.
Well, that's what Howson said. He goes, instead of talking about who was a better player, Scholes, Lampard, and Gerrard, they should talk about who was the shittest manager out of all 3 of them. Because Scholes managed for like 2 weeks.
It just goes to prove that, even how good you are as a player doesn't make you a great coach.
See, that's a good shout. Genwell said Rooney to the Toffees.
Well, look, I'd love to see
They
that.
wanted him before Lampard, but he was loyal to Derby.
I would actually love to see that.
Can you imagine the passion he'd have for them?
Well, he loves Everton and United.
Oh, he says that he loves them both, but imagine the passion he'd have for Everton. Like,
it's weird that he actually grew up as a Liverpool fan at the start,
and
then he went to Everton.
And Carragher was the opposite. Carragher was an Everton fan and went to Liverpool. Osman, Leon Osman, he grew up in the Cop End. And he's like an Everton legend.
Just so conflicted for a reason.
Well, what about Giggs? Ryan Giggs was on Man City's book.
Yeah, and they got rid of him.
They're like, he's not good enough. Ferguson went the best.
It's amazing how stuff turns out.
It's just crazy.
Jeez.
Imagine. I don't think he'd take that, man. Reeves. I know he's laughing his ass off.
What Reeves say?
Gerrard take the Everton job.
Oh my god.
I don't think he would. He'd get killed.
I don't think Everton will do that.
I don't think he could take that anyway. I don't think it could happen. But then again, I said this to you. This would never happen now. Sir Matt Busby played for Man City and Liverpool, and he's one of barring Sir Alex, is United's greatest ever manager.
It's the problem when you do shit. You know what I mean? The problem Lampard's got. Where's he going to go after this?
He's fucked after this.
Same
with Gerrard.
Even Solskjaer, man. Like
he's done.
You know what I mean?
He's done.
Gerrard might have another shout somewhere, maybe. But it's hard to see him getting another good gig. Yeah.
Rooney was well managed by Moyes at Everton, then learned even more from Ferguson, Rob saying. 100% he was. Moyes was good with the young. He did it. He had Barkley young. And then Barkley left and I don't know where the fuck he is now. But
Moyes done a decent job at West Ham now.
Moyes is.
I mean, they haven't started the best this year, but they're getting better.
Rob reckons Gary Lineker's the best Everton player. Probably right. Because Rooney wasn't there long enough.
Gary Lineker, yep.
He would probably right. I'm trying to think. I thought you were going to say Don Hutchinson.
Oh my god.
What about the keeper, Rob? Can he go down as their best player ever, Neville Southall? He was apparently he was.
I'd probably be able to say Tim Howard or something.
Nah, well they reckon. See, he was a bit before Neville. Like, it was at the start of the Premier League. They reckon he was the best. He was so good. Because he won the championship with them, but when it was Div 1.
Is Everton one of those clubs that never been relegated?
I think so.
Them and Arsenal? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Wow, that's an achievement, really.
Moyes is overhyped, again, we'll say. Oh, big achievement. But they've come close, man. They've
come close.
They've survived on the final day, I think, twice. Everton. Yeah. Arsenal haven't been like that.
I don't know any Everton. Oh, that Cost. You remember Con?
Con.
He's the only Everton fan I know.
Me too.
What happened to that bloke?
Tim Cahill, Reeves is saying, for Everton, could be one of their best players.
He's a legend.
He'd be an Everton legend, yeah. 100%. Has to be.
He's a part of a club somewhere now.
Is he here?
No.
Well, Q is, what's his name's assistant now at Celtic.
Oh, really?
Q is with Post.
He's getting into coaching.
He has been coaching. He's coaching Div 1 and that, but it just he wasn't being successful. But he's Ange's assistant, or whatever he's with him now. I still can't believe people think Moyes shouldn't have been sacked. By who? United? Oh no, he deserved the sack. Well, Southall was okay, in my opinion, Rob saying, the keeper. Reeves, one for the Aussies. Yeah,
I can't believe I was excited for Fellaini at the time.
You loved it. You just loved his hair.
I was actually excited.
It's because he fucked us over so many times, bro.
He was actually killer for Everton, man.
For Moyes, he was killer at Everton, yeah. But then he came to us and he just... Mourinho loved him.
He had his moments.
Mourinho, out of everyone, Mourinho used him well.
Yeah.
He won. Mourinho's still going to turn around like everyone.
You remember, he used to school us when we
with
played
Everton,
against
bro.
him.
I
used to hate playing
punch
against
him, bro.
him.
It was someone punch him in the face. Like he was so knob. You know when you look back on it, Mourinho will turn around now. When everyone says about that, oh, it was my greatest achievement, second with this team. What does that look like now?
Yeah, it's like, it goes to show the problems we have with rude, deep-seated problems within our club.
Look at it. He'll turn around now, still, everyone that drew, because he cops it a lot these days, Mourinho. He does.
It's just a common theme how many people drill us.
Yeah. But he'll turn around now and say, drill me all you want. I won trophies with that team.
But we're not hearing this about Arsenal. We're not hearing this about Liverpool. We're not hearing this about Even Chelsea, that seems like a circus.
Yeah, with Todd Bowley. Todd Bowley.
Just Man United, man. It's just...
Yeah, but it's because we're scrutinised. They're not a big club like us.
As Man United fans, like, we've been put through it this last 10 years, man. This last 10 years has been... It's been hard, man. It's been emotional and hard.
Fellaini's best moment for me was when he grabbed Guendouzi's hair.
Oh, my God.
That was the best. Fellaini stepped up for Belgium when they needed him too in 2 World Cups, Rob. So listen, if you used him right, he had his... There was a way to use him.
Yeah.
And Mourinho did that. He knew how to use him.
He did have some moments of United that he
did.
Yeah,
of course he did.
But it just didn't work out.
I used to love him.
Not the way we thought it would be.
Nah. He was...
We got him at the end too. I think we were chasing Fabregas.
But he just kept rejecting Moyes.
Yeah.
See, if that was Ferguson...
And Gill and stuff. Did Ferguson and Gill leave at the same time?
Yeah. I think Gill announced it first.
That fucked us, man.
That killed us, bro. Together.
Ronaldo said that. He goes, Gill was
a legend. Yeah, he was a legend. Like,
yeah. So...
How did Guendouzi make the French squad? Is he... Yeah, he did make... I saw the French squad. Because they got no midfielders, Rob. Kante, Pogba, out who... Their midfield shot.
He's playing in France.
Yeah, Marseille, I think.
Yeah.
I think so. Their forward line is astronomically like...
France got no midfielders.
Well, I just mean their 2 main ones. Who's going to play?
Is Kante there?
Kante and Pogba injured.
Is he even playing? Oh, no.
No, injured. They're both missing the World Cup.
Jeez, I'm trying to think of French midfielders now.
What's his name that we were going to get's going? Rabiot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't rate Rabiot.
No, I don't. But apparently he's been playing well.
Really? For
Juventus, he's been playing lately.
Well, they've had a bit of a bounce. Juventus,
yeah, so I know he's going. They said their squad, and it's not. But their centre backs, their defense is amazing. They got Varane, Saliba, Koundé. Like, it's stacked. Fullbacks is stacked.
Lloris in the sticks or someone else?
Lloris is in the sticks, I think. The fullbacks are stacked. Their forward line is stacked. Their midfield's a bit honky-dory.
Wow, that's strange. France normally got pretty good midfield.
Well, think about it. Who they got? When you think about who's a top... If Guendouzi's going, like Rob said...
Yeah, right. Jeez. I can't think of a great one on hand.
Besides the 2.
You think of Pogba, but
he's not going. Kante not going. Kante's a boss.
They won the World Cup with Kante and Pogba in the middle. Yeah.
And then back then they had Matuidi and that, but he's not playing. I don't know. He's old.
Well, there you go. Maybe we have a chance against France.
There you go. Gen was saying Poch might go. Juve might go for Poch if Allegri gets the sack. They might. He'll take that.
Allegri's turned it around a little bit. So, Poch is waiting in the wings or something. He'll get another job.
Rob just sent the newsletter with the link to the squads and the match schedule. Yeah, so we'll look at that to get our watch-alongs happening.
Very excited about the World Cup, guys. I can't wait. I'm starting to feel the fever come in.
You always love the World Cup, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Even though, it's so weird that it's in Christmas. Like, I don't know what it's...
I like it way better than the Euros.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's just a World Cup thing, isn't it?
Is Qatar going to get out of their group?
I don't know how much money they're going to chuck at it.
I think I heard that the last 20 or something, the host nation always gets out the group.
I know. Is that a stat, Rob? The host nation?
I think I heard somewhere that, and obviously Qatar. I can't think of any players of note who plays for Qatar.
Nah, they won't have anyone.
Who's in their group? They must have some hard people in their group.
What's the opening game? It's Qatar versus the opening ceremony Monday. Should have brought Rob's thing up.
I wonder how much it costs betting wise Qatar to get out their group.
I think Rob said that on the last show we did. We were talking about it. I think we were talking about it. We're obviously going to have to do a sweep or something. Syria is such a dross boring league, Genwell says.
That's not a stat, so that must not be a stat about the home.
Only South Africa didn't get out of their group, Rob's saying. So it is sort of a stat. South Africa's the only one out of the host nations that hasn't gotten out of their group.
Yeah, right.
Qatar, Ecuador opening game.
I mean, Ecuador
should be used to the heat for one. You think Ecuador beat them?
Yeah, you do.
So is that, Rob, only one? Is that right? Only one host nation has never got out the group.
Well, apparently it's a big stat. That
the last one, think about it, is Brazil, Germany, the South Korea one. They beat France. They got out of it. Japan, South Korea. France 98.
America have hosted.
Yeah, they probably did. France 98, 94. Italia 90, they would have got out of it. And Mexico 80s, yeah. This has probably been the worst host nation, though. Qatar.
Yeah, probably.
You'd say. I'm betting Qatar penalty taker. Akram Azif to score. Qatar win 2-1. That's paying 23 to 1.
Wow.
So if that guy scores and they win, score correct as well.
That's Monday morning, isn't it?
Yes. You know when the financial guy starts talking betting, should we follow it? You got to follow it.
I'll be contacting you, Rob. Let's win some money this World Cup.
That's right.
Is he putting any?
Hey, KP, Johnny G, how are you guys? From Zakal.
Zakal, what's happening, my man?
Yeah, Rob's saying that's the only one.
Is Zakal a soccer fan?
He is.
Or just
I think he supports Sydney.
Is he just a rugby man?
No, he's soccer.
I do know you love your rugby.
Zakal. What team do you follow in soccer, Zakal? Let us know. And who are you going for in the World Cup?
Surely Australia. Sounds like
Zakal. Well, Zakal, it could be I think he said he might be Iran. Like he might be from Iran originally.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Maybe. I think he said, I'm not sure. Who are you going for, Zakal? Tell us.
Yeah, Zakal.
Yeah. So that's crazy. Well, I guess like I said, the last one it's usually a good host nation.
Yeah, well.
But if we had this World Cup,
South Africa's the only one that hasn't gone through.
And they went to a second round. If we had got this World Cup like we bidded for, would we have got out of the group? Probably not.
We put a pretty shit bid in, didn't we?
Listen, we didn't deserve to win it because the teams that it was up against, but Qatar didn't. They paid for it, bro.
Yeah.
They didn't even have stadiums at the time.
Where's the next one after this? Was it supposed to be Russia?
No, Russia had it last one. It was
Russia.
Russia,
That's right.
Qatar. Is England coming up, Rob? I think.
Is going back to England?
Yeah, something like that. I think so. I'm not sure.
No, America.
Could be America. That'd be good. I love the USA is my favorite World Cup.
That'd be a good World Cup to go to.
It would be the best.
Yeah.
It'd be because they know the thing about Americans is they know how to have events.
Yeah.
That's it. They know how to
That would be great, actually.
America would be killer, man.
Far
Brazil. Out. Rob went to Brazil. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that was the last one.
That was the one before. That was 14, wasn't it?
That was two ones ago.
Yeah, because then Russia 18.
Yeah, that's right. I was in Hedland that time.
Mexico, USA, Canada, triple hosts. They still be killer. It'd be good.
Mexico, Canada, and USA.
And Mexico, I've had 86. USA, I've had 94. Canada never had it.
So does that mean Mexico, Canada, and the USA automatically in the World Cup?
Well, I think I asked Rob that on the show, and I think he said yes.
That's a bit dodge. That's 3 teams.
It is a bit dodge.
That's a lot of spots to be automatic.
But isn't the next World Cup meant to be more teams?
Yeah, you guys mentioned it, didn't I?
Yeah, it's going up.
They had to because if they're giving 3 automatic
but
spots.
But it's going to be shit. Like,
it dilates it.
You know what? Cyprus still won't make it.
Or Cyprus. Maybe
will Greece make it? Will they make?
Maybe Greece have a chance.
But you know, I say to my dad, I go, you know, the only thing that will unify Cyprus is if they one day make the World Cup.
How big would that be?
I don't mean the Turkish side, the 2 Greek sides.
Just imagine they pay Turkey too.
Oh, there'd be wars, bro.
How many police we reckon they'd have?
Mate.
Did they ever play any friendly or anything like that?
They've played, I think, yeah. But like behind closed doors, I think it was last time.
Really?
It wouldn't be. It'd be.
What about Ukraine and Russia? They can't play against each other now.
Not now. But look at Serbia, Croatia. They've played.
Yeah.
And they're like I mean, they're split. But Cyprus is still because Cyprus is Nicosia is the only capital city in the world that's still divided.
Ukraine's not going to the World Cup, is they?
No, but they're trying to. They're trying to like get in instead of other teams.
How can they try?
Zakal is a Man City fan. And Barcelona in the Spanish league. I am from Iraq, he said. Also in the World Cup, I'm going for Australia and Brazil. He's from Iraq.
No, Zakal, good on you, man. Go for Australia, man.
Australia will win it, man. Don't worry about Brazil.
Brazil probably will.
Yeah, host auto qualify, allow for 1 anyway, so CONCACAF might get 2 more spots. Oh, yeah, because they're all CONCACAF too. They're all in the same.
Yeah, right.
So what's the qualifying in CONCACAF just becomes pointless. It's like Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. Like, there's like the Asian one, just like shit. Oh, well, we've touched on everything, so we've gone a bit longer than we usually go for the United show, but we're on site and we're not going to pretty much talk about United for 6 weeks, are we? We're going to be in a bit of a...
World Cup.
We're going to have a bit of a circus, but we're going to go World Cup from now. And
There'll be a World Cup behind us, I think.
Yeah, we'll get to pick a different... maybe whoever's playing, we'll put them behind us. Maybe we'll try...
have the 2 flags behind us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whoever's playing, we'll get them behind us.
Make it happen.
That's wild. All right, guys. Well, thanks everyone for coming.
Thanks, guys. And
if there's anyone in the chat just watching that hasn't, just please subscribe.
Glory, glory, Man United forever.
Man United forever, mate. You know, and I tell you, that top that John's wearing is still probably my all-time favorite.
Yeah, the old sharp one, lads.
I don't like wearing my one because my one's trash. It's got Beckham on it. Mine's got Beckham on it.
I wonder if Rob's got any old Man City tops.
Rob, I've seen Rob's like, he's from Waiale, grew up in Waiale, and all his high school.
Was he a Waiale head?
Yeah, all his high school photos every year. Everyone's wearing whatever, and he's wearing a Man City top.
That's hilarious. Well,
what's the head-to-head with Malta and Greece? What do you mean the head-to I would have no idea. Great show. Ciao, everyone. Rob says, yeah, we'll be. Listen, we got our show on Tuesday next week. That I don't know. John may be coming for that. I'm not sure for the one with Adrian on Tuesday.
No, I'll be here for this.
But then if not,
me and Chris are doing a AFL podcast on Monday night.
Oh, there you go. So Monday night there'll be an AFL podcast. Tuesday night there'll be the
fight one.
The guest star that we're having, Adrian. Me, Chris will be here with Adrian.
Saturday night.
And then Saturday night, big watch along where everyone will be here. Rob will be here, and if we do any other watch alongs before then, we'll let you know.
It'll be a big stream. I think we're going to try and cover 2 games. Maybe.
Saturday night will be killer though. Saturday night will be awesome. Jess says 1.6 with the flowers.
Jess is wild.
She's put the flowers out because it's crazy. We were talking about 1K a couple nights ago, and
I can't believe it, man.
You know, let's see. Hopefully we're at 2,000.
2K celebration by next Saturday.
Reeves says, "Cheers, lads." Rob says, "Chris C got some food and drink." Yeah, Rob reckons he's going to bring some food and drinks.
Can you bring some Dutch sausage?
No, he's going to bring some catered to a World Cup taste along. So
what are we playing? What Tunisian food?
Oh, you got Tunisian food, Rob? That'd be the best. Yeah. So AFL podcast.
We can cover the Australian food.
That's
right.
Put
the barbecue on and
yeah. So
some sausages.
Chris has said, the boys they'll be here on Monday live for you, AFL podcast, and Tuesday. So you got a few shows. We might even get another watch along in between.
Just a big wrap up of the Brownlow and the draft and the trade and everything like that, and how Port.
Well, Crows, we got what's his name, Rankine.
We did. He's a star, but Port just rigged the system again.
And how'd they get Horn Smith, man?
Because Chris is just lucky, man.
Yeah, but how did they It seems like every year they seem to drag. They did it with. What's his name?
You heard me, big man. Porter cheats.
So didn't they did it that time with Motlop. They did it with where they get the money, the space in their cap for them.
I know there'll be inquest soon about it all.
There'll be inquest. All right, guys. Yeah, so there'll be a stacked week next week. But yeah, so everyone, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
See you, lads. See you, and women.